Right, hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to FTRL, and it's Division 2 again. Now for the start I'm going to be by myself, but I do believe Raven's Revenge might be joining me, so we will see. Anyway, as you can see, we are at Germany. Division 1 was around here yesterday, and it was a pretty entertaining race. Obviously reigning champion Dutch falling back a couple positions on the last lap, so hopefully we have the same interesting race today. On board with Aaron at the moment, who, you know, had a very good start to the season, as would, you know, be expected, him dropping down, but a couple of DNFs in the last, well, DNF last race, a couple of bad races over the last couple of weeks. The title is definitely close now, so he needs to pick up some good points today. And his rival Lennon is in the chat, so stay on board with him while he completes his first lap. It is on the mediums, so I wouldn't be expecting it to be near the top, but we will we'll see how it goes. Down towards the hairpin, McLaren in front of him. A couple of guys opting to go onto the mediums for their first run, probably just to get in a banker lap. House was disconnected, unfortunately. Hopefully he can jump back in. Very tricky corner that. Drivers need to watch out for that quick right-hander. If you run a little bit wide, it gives you an invalidation. Here we go then. So it must have invalidated Dunzo 14.8 on the softs. I'm sure we'll be looking for another strong week. Peatman, the 14.2 also on the softs. New driver TRS 08 runs onto the grass there, but he is currently provisional pole on the Ultras. Prototype Steph though has just got ahead of him. So a few guys still running the Ultras straight away. Lennon currently in the pits, as is onto the podium. Still a few of the big boys not coming out quite yet. Just taking a look at what's going on. Maybe thinking about potential strategies. So, can Aaron put in a time this time? No. So, it's not going well for Aaron at the moment. Doesn't seem to be able to get a lap together without invalidating it, so that will be quite interesting heading into the last stages of quali. But we flag out on the mediums as well. Obviously another big driver. Pagani currently with a 19.9 on the medium, so he must have made a mistake at some stage. He really needs a strong qualifying this week, having had a few poor qualifyings this season. And speaking to him obviously off track, he knows himself that, you know, he's not been performing as he probably should in qualifying, so hopefully he can pull a decent performance out today. Coming very close with the Renault. Right, will Aaron pit? No, he stayed out on the mediums. Maybe this time he will get a lap in. There we go. So his first lap on worn mediums, it must be said. He's now done 3 laps on those. So, you know, pretty decent time to put himself third. Nexus Cat's out on the softs. Not yet put a time in, so we'll stay on board with him. So Mercedes on the right hand side. Very tricky corner this. Car wants to slip out. You just got to control that a little bit. Quite easy to run wide there as well and pick up an invalidation. But DRS open. Nexus Cat's puts himself P6 provisionally. Blue flag. About to head down the back straight towards the hairpin. Now Nexus Iceman is formerly Nexus Jack. Just a quick name change for him. Agent Panda in the chat saying setup feels good, track feels good, happy Panda. Well, that's what we like to hear. So what can Iceman do on his first lap? Actually looks like quite a poor lap. I think it was an out lap. Lennon currently on an out lap. 10 minutes left. He's come out to do a medium run. So that's an interesting chase. Very cool full helmet. Onto the podium as well. I think he's currently on a lap. So we'll stay on board and see what the Mercedes driver can do. Around the last corner. DRS open. Puts himself P9 on the mediums. So not bad going at all. Nine and a half minutes left. Lennon not quite going for it just yet. We'll stay on board with Iceman then as he approaches the last couple of corners. Hopefully the Force Indians have a little bit more luck in today's race. Both Force India drivers yesterday crashing out. So he must have been validated on that lap. So a few drivers find it quite difficult to test the track limits. And we'll carry on down towards the hairpin. House of Zom at the hairpin. Ooh, runs very wide there. That might be an invalidation. I'm not too sure how the game decides that. He definitely went off track though. Oh, British Bean is out of the race. Sector 3. Anybody coming up to Sector 3? Might be able to get a quick look. I'm not seeing anything. TRS is coming up towards Sector 3 now, I think. So we might be able to get a glimpse of the Toro Rosso. Unless it's been cleared. I certainly didn't see one. Either way, Prototype Steph is currently on his fast lap. Still with the purple tyres on. FTRL Aaron has switched onto the softs, getting ready to come out. Same with Pagani. City Posh currently sitting on the ultras in the pits. Boy Flag currently doing another mediums run. Oh, okay. Got a bit of a mix up there between him and Agent Panda. I think Boy Flag was trying to let Agent Panda through, but Agent Panda then tried to let Boy Flag back on track, I think, so a little bit of confusion. Lennon has put himself 8th on the mediums. He's done a couple of laps on those. 13-1. And Rave's Revenge has joined the game, so I would expect him to be in the party soon. And here he is.
Hello.
Hello, hello. How are we doing, mate?
Oh, how's it going? Yeah, not bad.
Good, good. How'd your race go?
I come 8th.
Okay. Okay. Points?
Qualified 5th though.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. A little bit noob affected, but there you go.
Not nice going backwards. Either way, still 5 minutes left in quali, so nice of you to join us for the last few laps.
Nice. So what's the latest? What's been happening?
So prototype Steph, as you can see, currently provisional pole. Lennon down in 8th, but hasn't done a lap on the faster tyres yet, so still some big times to come, I think. Aaron hasn't done a time on the quick tyres either, just the medium run so far. And he's still 3rd, so it's looking promising for him. He definitely needs a better performance this week. Lennon closing in. Do you think he can bounce back, Aaron? Or do you think Lennon at the moment is just too hot in form?
I would think Aaron would be able to perform this week. I mean, I think he said he was on the time trial earlier on and his times were alright, so, you know.
Okay, promising.
Just come on and out lap on the soft tyre.
Yeah, interesting that he has only come out to do his soft run with 4 minutes to go, so maybe he isn't even going to do an ultra soft run. Maybe the soft tyre is what he wants to start on. So, it'd be nice to see how that plays out. Quite a few drivers on the softs actually, so maybe there's a strategy call from the drivers. Not necessarily wanting to start on the softest tyre.
Still waiting for that big race from City Posh.
Yeah.
I think he's had a neither here nor there season, I think, so far.
TRS Pitts currently 3rd. Aaron is...
TRS?
Yeah, he's up there at the moment.
Oh, sorry,
like I say,
yeah,
a few of the big boys, like I say, haven't quite set a lap on the fastest tyre yet, so I wouldn't expect him to be there come the end of quali. Fair play if he does though. Aaron currently going down the back straight up towards the hairpin. City Posh also on an outlap at the end of the hairpin.
11.9 from Willie Ticks. Soft tyre.
Saba getting out of Aaron's way. Quick right-hander to come, and then past the point in which Vettel bottled it.
Yeah.
Hopefully we don't see any Ferraris in the wall at that point today. Around the last corner for Aaron. On the softs. Where can he put himself? P4. Okay.
Carried on though. Oh, who's out of the pits? Oh, Willie Tix has stopped.
TRS, I think. Yeah, so Aaron will go again. He's still in high RS, so it's definitely a push lap. I don't think he's, well, I mean, I don't think he can get in and get out anyway, so do or die for Aaron. Nexus Iceman finding the gravel on the way into the pit.
Lennon's out on track on the softs.
Pagani improves, but only does a 12.9, so he stays P8. Yeah, Lennon and Blue Flag are right on track with each other.
Aaron's just entering the stadium section now.
Let's go and have a look how he does. There we go. That's the lap that he needed. Not pole by much, but he is pole. Prototype Steph though. Yeah, he's about to come around the last corner. Caught that at the same time. DRS open.
Take it off. No, this is a out lap. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's a 116. Oh, he's that's an invalidation. Just gone off track at turn 1. I'm just surprised if that's not an invalidation. Oh yeah. Okay.
Oh, Lennon's gone.
Oh, Lennon.
Turn 1.
Didn't see what happened.
Yep. I think he's run a little bit wide at turn 1, and the curb has just thrown him into the wall. Is that a Red Bull? It is a Red Bull. So
Podium comes round.
That's
Corner.
quite big. Yeah, onto the podium. Only goes 11th.
Is this a chance for a blue flag? City Posh? Oh, TRS has just gone off on the death curb. Oh, City Posh.
Great lap. Well, you said City Posh, he needs a big week. I think he's been listening.
Yeah, here's blue flag.
Oh, that's definitely an invalidation, yeah, for sure.
Oh no. Yeah, he's goes over the finish line in style though. So.
I mean, if he got pole like that, fair enough.
he was only 7/10 down when he went sideways across the line.
Right, so that's that then. So TRS, the rookie to FTRL, P6 on the grid after a few of the big boys couldn't quite put in a lap. Big Arnie starts in the top 10 after a few weeks of bad qualifying. Interestingly though, onto the podium, Lennon start pretty much, I mean, towards the back of the grid, which you wouldn't normally expect. Lennon obviously, like we've mentioned, closing that gap on Aaron, and he's got all the work to do in the race now.
Well, just say good. Oh, okay, that's gone now.
Lennon said he cut the corner and smashed into the wall on purpose. Yeah, so there's your top 10. City Posh with a pole position, looking to bounce back from what's been a pretty poor season so far. Aaron can only manage P2 on the softs. Prototype Steph P3 though, however starting on the Ultras along with Nexus Cats. Wiltix P5, another pretty good qualifying from him, starting on the softs. As we mentioned, rookie TRS starting on the Ultras in P6. Pagani P7, Iceman and Blue Flag, although they're towards the back end of the top 10, are starting on the mediums. So they might be ones to watch.
They can get a couple of positions on the first few laps. Yeah.
Maybe an early safety car. They will be laughing.
What's this Division 1 weather doing here, by the way?
I know. Ridiculous.
I don't like this.
I think Aaron has brought the Div 1 weather with him.
Excuse me.
Alright. Few drivers still trying to pick the best strategy.
Well, it's Division 1 weather at the moment. Might change, I can't see any clouds.
No, it's looking like a clear race. Be very surprised if rain pops up. Ravers, would you like to do the formation lap, or would you like me to do it?
Go on, I'll give it a go.
Go for it, mate.
So, City Posh on pole. Can he finally put an end to the rot, shall we say, of his season? Lots of people predicted he was going to have a good season, and he's finally on the front row. Aaron in behind, leader of the championship. Might have lost a little bit of speed or a little bit of consistency perhaps recently, but he's on the front row nonetheless. As you said, Steph is in third place on the grid with the ultra soft tyre, as is Nexus Cats. Willie Tix in fifth. He had 2 wins last season. He hasn't had a win this season, so maybe that could change. TRS with a good qualifying performance, only been in with us for what, 4 races, so it's interesting to see what he will do. Pagani in 7th, I think he's on the soft tyre, yep, yeah he is, and it's actually Iceman and Blue Flag on the medium tyre, so 8th and 9th for them. Hammer time, I think he did his lap time quite late in that qualifying, so snuck in there without too much, without us noticing too much. And then you got onto the podium who's actually in form so far in the past 2 or 3 races, but couldn't make it into the top 10. So he'll have a long sort of day maybe. Can he get into the higher end of the points? We'll have to see. Lennon, 2nd in the league, but 12th in qualifying. So right onto the podium, he's got a job on his hands. Agent Panda, he's going to start on the ultras, so he's going to go aggressive at the start in 13th. Donzo in 14th, back-to-back 8th places. We'll see what he can do from there. Dan, I didn't see what happened, but didn't have a great quali. In 15th, and then Peatman in 16th. He's going to start on the medium tyre, and unfortunately, House is ghosted on my screen. So there we go.
Right, here we go then. Let's switch to position change. 5 red lights, and away we go. No delay this time, and it's a great start from Aaron up the inside of City Posh into turn 1, and he gets the move done. And Prototype Steph is up the inside of City Posh as well. 2 positions lost already. So House of Zom disconnected again. A big accident in Div 1 here yesterday, but everybody, like you say, looks like have got through clean down towards the hairpin.
Could be 3 wide.
Aaron still holds P1.
Oh, what's that McLaren? Agent Panda's, oh my word, big collision.
Oh, yeah, a lot of drivers off there, and a lot of front wings.
Oh my word, yeah. Didn't quite see it, but it seemed as though Agent Panda had missed his braking point and just found a wall of carbon fibre. I don't know who's got damage.
Yeah, I don't know if Lennon involved in that. But it doesn't look like he's got any damage. Really?
Yeah, that front left, there's no spikes coming out. Unless that's a trait of the Red Bull.
No, I think you're right. Yeah, I think he does have a little bit of damage.
He's carrying on though.
Yeah, hopefully it doesn't affect his race too much. My intervals are finally loading in. City Posh making a move up the inside of Prototype Steph. Just before the back straight. Couldn't get the move done, but he's going to have a run here up to the hairpin.
It should be simple enough, I think Steph knows.
There we go. Oh, he's run wide a little bit.
Bit of contact.
Nexus Cats nearly lost it. Did want to catch that there. That might allow Willie Tix back in. Pagani's just behind all this.
Donzo's attacking Lennon. Lennon has got past him. Oh, Donzo.
I think Donzo
Oh.
has got a little bit of damage.
Yeah, and Agent Panda's got damage as well. Front left.
Surprised he hasn't pit, to be honest. Oh, British Bean, I think, went for a move. Decided to pull out of it. Aaron setting the fastest lap. So DRS now will be active. And Willie Tix has got a great run on Nexus Cats. Heading up to turn 2. Nice and patient. Might have seen an aggressive move from an old Willie Tix there. But he's got DRS here. Nexus Cats has as well, so that might just about save him. Although I think Willie Tix, yeah, has got the better slipstream, and he gets the move done up the inside of the hairpin.
Those ultras are gone already.
Yeah, I mean, I liked seeing the patience there from Willie Tix. I mean, like I said, normally he would have tried to dive up the inside of turn 2 there, but I think he realised he'd get DRS anyway, so just, you know, bided his time.
Onto the podium, very close to Agent Panda, but he's just got to be a bit careful. Agent Panda is all over the place, I think.
Yeah, I don't think that damage is helping him very much. Boy Scopes in the chat. Hello, hello. Now, Glendon hasn't moved forward as quickly as I thought he would. Currently on the back of TRS. He's got the DRS into turn 1.
Oh, onto the podium.
Ooh. Oh, bit of a scrap with Agent Panda. British Beans made his way through as well. 3-second time penalty for Pagani. Glendon's on the back of TRS. Into the hairpin. Job done before he's even got there. DRS might try and have a look at the inside, but thinks better of it.
Yeah, Willie Tix past Steph now, so those ultras are... they need to change them, I think.
Yeah. Guys who set their times on the softs are definitely reaping the rewards right now. Yeah, look how quick Steph is falling off the back of Willie Tix.
Cats is in.
Yeah, on the ultras.
Blue flag up to P6 in on the medium tyre. Yellow sector
Oh,
1.
TRS has gone.
Oh, he's same place as Ox yesterday, just outside of the pit lane.
Oh, Nexus Cats nearly hit him on the way out of the pits. Wow, that would have been quite unfortunate.
Again, that would be a safety car, but Masters doesn't like safety cars. So.
Not on this game. So we've got a few battles going on at the minute. Go on.
Yeah, Willie Tix set the fastest lap when all that was happening. So he's pushing.
Donzo into P10 now.
Up 4 places.
Yeah, definitely took advantage of a few of the comings together. British Bean though is on his gearbox. A few cars quite close together. A few trains starting to form. Prototype Steph is finally in on those ultras.
City Posh within a second now, Aaron. Can he just hold on and get that DRS? Yep. He's used a lot of battery though, City Posh.
Yeah, Blue Flag has a similar problem. Hammer Time just behind him. Quite a lot of VRS used though by Hammer Time, so I don't think he's going to quite have the speed to get close to him and make a move. So Blue Flag holds on for now. Lennon currently up to P8, so Not having the best of times at the moment after a poor qualifying.
Steph's come out in a bit of traffic as well. He's actually come out behind Peatman. Aren't many overtaking opportunities on this track, I don't think.
No, it's quite narrow, isn't it? I'd say the back straight up towards the hairpin is probably your best bet.
Donzo has managed to get DRS off Lennon. Just wanted to point that out.
I'm taking.
City Posh's DRS is broken.
How do you know that?
Because in the bottom right, it's got the you know when it counts, you know when you're approaching the DRS line and it does that orange thing. It stays orange when he's obviously he would have opened it definitely, and it just stayed orange, and you could see on the rear wing that it's closed. Oh well, you know.
Well, that's quite unfortunate for City Posh. He's in quite a good place at the moment. Still catching Aaron though, even without DRS. So he's definitely shifting.
Yeah. Got to admit, I'm impressed with hammer time as well. Up 4 places. Right, it's on the other strategy to the 2 medium runners, but
I think Lennon is struggling quite a bit with that wing damage. He's fallen off the back of Iceman by nearly a second and a half that lap, and Donzo is still right on the back of him. Onto the podium though, might be making a move on Donzo into turn 1. Thinks better of it. DRS open again for onto the podium as he looks into turn 2. Still no opportunity though, but I think he will be close enough into the hairpin. Yeah, for sure. DRS open onto the podium, flies past into P9 and the Red Bull in his sights.
oh, blue flag.
Oh, Donzo's actually made a late move though on the inside. Oh, contact with British Bean.
Oh,
I don't think he's got any damage, and he pulled out of it. Nobody went round, so.
yeah. Sorry, hammer time's giving this everything.
Yeah.
Just need to save that battery a bit.
Pushing at the moment. Ooh. A little bit of a wobble on the exit. Must be said again though, blue flag is currently on the medium tyre and he's holding these guys off. So, you know, I said these guys might be ones to watch on the mediums, and him and Iceman are currently, you know, P5 and P7, similar times at the moment. Iceman isn't falling off the back of hammer time, and all this racing is only wearing out those softs even more, so blue flag might be in for a good position here.
Half a second now. Oh, what's this onto the podium and Lennon?
Yeah,
Ooh,
Lennon.
contact.
Oh, yeah. Onto the podium, trying to walk up the inside, but Lennon defends well. Oh, that wing damage is not helping him at all. Onto the podium's got the move done. Lennon might have another look. I just don't think he has the downforce at the moment. Don't dive in there. Okay. Nice and patient. I think Lennon needs to pit. He's struggling way too much now and he's losing way too much time.
Yeah. Oh, Donzo's round.
Oh, that's unfortunate. Where is he?
No,
oh, he's cutting the grass.
On that right-hander, yeah.
Yeah, quick right-hander. That's unfortunate, he wasn't doing too bad.
I don't think he's got damage, or he's slowing right down, so he might be changing some settings. Yeah, he's in.
City Posh still on the back of Aaron, but that DRS isn't working, I still don't think. Otherwise, Aaron could be in
Lennon
big
onto the
trouble.
podium.
Lennon's not giving
Slide
this
it
up
in.
early. Or easy, should I say. Lots of words going around in my head. Oh, he's run massively wide though.
Ooh. Beanhead's having a look.
Hammer Time has fallen off the back of Boy Flag a little bit. And Iceman has fallen off the back of Hammer Time a little bit.
Lennon's in.
Alright, I think that's a good call, because like I say, he was...
Oh,
Oh, Iceman's gone. Same place as Ox.
Yeah, same place as Ox and TRS.
That corner is deadly, and the Force India look continues.
I tell you what, Lennon must be absolutely screwing, because he come in almost at the same time as that accident, and he must be thinking, come on, safety car. Nothing.
Well, he's onto the mediums, so, I mean, can the mediums go to the end now?
Is that 23 laps? Yeah. I would have thought so. He's only come in a lap or two earlier than I think what the game wants you to.
Okay. Going for the undercut then, Lennon. He's not come out in any traffic, so he's got the time now to just get his head down, getting a few decent laps.
Another yellow sector 3.
So you'd expect these soft runners to come in around 13? What, 13, 14?
About then, yeah.
Okay. Well, Pagani's in. On those softs. And the medium tyres are waiting for him. City Posh again, half a second.
DRS is shut. That will only fix, I think, when he pits. But he's not actually losing time to Aaron.
No, which just shows how much pace he's got through the rest of the track, really, to stay with Aaron.
Yeah.
Hammer Time right. Oh, Hammer Time right on the back of Blue Flag, and they made contact into the hairpin. I think that sent Blue Flag wide on the exit. And there's a Williams behind them. Is that Donzo?
I think so, yeah. He's had a couple of spins.
Yeah. Right. Let's have a look at these battles then. So we've got Hammer Time still on Blue Flag. Prototype Steph right on the back of British Bean. Aaron comes in.
I would have, if I was City Posh, I would have pitted, get that DOS sorted. Now he's turned up his back. Oh, it's fixed. His DOS is fixed.
As Aaron pits.
Yeah.
Unless it just wasn't broken, and maybe he was
yeah, it might have been
saving fuel and things. Maybe he just didn't want to pass Aaron. I mean, I'm not entirely sure.
Yeah, could be.
Who knows what the drivers are thinking?
Oh,
British
Aaron's
Bean gets past Aaron. Yeah, Aaron's managed to hold on to the position now outside the pits. And Steph is going to be having a look at him as well.
Aaron gets the DRS. Or 3 wide, maybe.
Oh, Steph's gone right to the inside. Pulled back across. He's gone for the switch back on both of them. Aaron's managed to get through, but now British Bean will have to hold off Steph. Alright, looks like Aaron's got himself through, and he's on fresh tyres now to try and pull away. I would expect City Posh to... Nope, he hasn't pit, never mind. Blue Flag won't be pitting for another 10 laps or so, I wouldn't think. Hammer Time stays out as well.
Hammer Time's actually dropped off Blue Flag by quite a bit.
Yeah, so those softs definitely on the edge now, I think. Onto the podium, on the back of Fully Ticks.
Oh, look at this. 4-car train, Aaron. Sorry, Beanhead and Steph.
Oh yeah. Pagani,
catches there now.
yeah, Pagani gets past British Bean, and he's going to have a run on Steph. Has the DRS, so you'd expect him to get this move done, but so does British Bean, and he's going to the inside of Pagani. So I think British Bean might do both of them here. Pagani on the outside now runs a little bit wide. Nexus Cat's trying to get involved as well.
Pagani going to go for it. He is.
Up the inside of British Bean. But now British Bean's going to have the inside. Pagani off track again. And he's got the move done. Now I don't know whether that overtake was done off track. I didn't quite see.
I think he was already past, just.
Okay.
All of Steph and Beanhead had it coming together there. City Posh is in. Oh, Steph and Beanhead. Steph's round.
Oh, he's into the wall as well. Very unfortunate. But onto the podium, Hammer Time both in.
City Posh is out ahead of Aaron by a long distance. And he's got DRS off Willy Tix.
And he's about to get past Willy Tix. Goes for the switchback. Oh, big slide out of the hairpin.
But Willy Tix, how did Willy Tix get in front of these? He must have had a hell of a outlap when he after he pitted.
Yeah, I mean, Aaron wasn't caught up in a lot of traffic. So, City Posh and Willy Tix must have absolutely flown on their in-laps and out-laps. But blue flag.
Oh, there's contact again.
Oh, three wide. Prototype Steph. Oh, that's Hammer Time. Is it Hammer Time or Prototype Steph? I can't tell.
Steph's off completely. He's having not a nice day, I don't think.
Well, Lennon goes past as well.
Aaron's responded because he knows that at the moment he's third. Obviously, blue flag needs to pit, and he's just put the fastest lap in. He needs him.
Prototype Steph
I think that
comes in.
Yeah, that's the new wing.
I think he was trying to crash himself out. Yeah. And he's still driving. Interesting. What is going on there, game? Okay.
Well,
The car was still driving because it had gone into the pits. The computer had took over, so the car was still driving even though it had no front tyres.
Hammer Time and Lennon on the outside. That's a really good overtake.
Yeah, Hammer Time's got the fresher tyres though, so I wouldn't expect him to give this up.
In the blink of an eye, City Posh is past Willy Tix.
Right, so we've still got Pinkman to stop, Blue Flag to stop. Everybody else has pit. A few of those guys though were on the ultras, so I think they'll probably have to pit again.
Yeah. City Posh he has to get past Blue Flag pretty quick.
Oh, Pagani's gone. He's lost it at turn 1 again. Another victim of turn 1.
Wow.
What's that, 4 drivers? 5 drivers over the 2 divisions now that have crashed out at that corner?
Yeah. It's just one of those. Oh, here we go, look. City Posh, Blue Flag, Willy Tix all together. It's helping Aaron because he was down by 2 seconds when he came out of the pits.
And he's nearly within DRS now. He's right there. Just got to get past the ghost car of House of Zom.
City Posh got the tyre advantage though. Oh, another yellow, sector 3. What's that?
Might have been Donzo, maybe letting people through. I'm not sure. Oh no, Donzo's at the hairpin. Yeah, I think the way Blue Flag defends, it's very, very hard to get past. And that is just going to help, like you say, help Aaron so much because he's just backing these guys into him, basically.
Well, when Blue Flag pits, he'll come out near his teammate.
City Posh might have a run on Blue Flag here, though. DRS open. Blue flag defending the inside line, but I think City Posh is just going to have way too much speed for him.
Here comes Willy
Oh no.
Oh.
Willy goes around the outside. Mercedes is still there.
Willy needs to get this done.
Oh, contact! Oh no, Willy is out.
And blue flag has got damage.
Yeah, blue flag went off to the left, so Aaron goes through. Has blue flag got damage as well?
Yeah, he's got damage.
Yeah, a lot of damage on the right side of his wing, and this all happened 5 laps too early, I think. So I don't know what he's gonna do now. He's gonna have to maybe put the softs on and try and make them last an extra 4 or 5 laps, which is gonna be very, very difficult.
Another yellow somewhere. Oh, it's House of Zon.
Yeah, I think it's the ghost car trying to let people through.
Well, House of Zon's actually back in his car.
Oh, is he? Oh, okay. Right. Yeah. So blue flag pits onto the softs. So he's got to now make these last 15 laps.
Yeah, it's doable. I mean, Katz has done 14 on his.
Hmm.
He'll come out ahead of blue flag. Sorry, Peteman, should I say. He is blue flag. Oh, no, he won't. I completely messed that up.
Oh, Aaron is right on the back of City Posh now. He's on older tyres, but it looks like he's got more pace at this point in the race.
Yeah, Aaron's got the battery advantage. And look at Lennon. Lennon, although he's in the battle with onto the podium, Katz is going to pit again. So those two, Lennon and onto the podium, perhaps even Hammer Time can get there. That's a battle for the podium spot, that is.
Yeah.
Hammer Time's having a great race.
Pretty good recovery drive though, it has to be said, from Lennon onto the podium. Both started from outside the top 10, and as I say that, Lennon picks up a penalty.
Yep. Commentator's curse.
Aaron might have a run on City Posh down in towards the hairpin. I think he's a little bit too far back though, if I'm honest. Up into high.
Yeah, he's not turned the battery all the way up. I think this is a long battle he wants, I think.
Yeah, I think... Oh!
What happened there?
I think Aaron broke a little bit late, or City Posh broke a little bit late, and they've both just sort of caught each other out.
Heatman actually has pitted. He could come out back out in the points.
Yeah, got a 20-second gap. Oh, Adrian Panda pits as well, so he's definitely going to come back out in the points.
Yeah, comfortably.
Aaron started weaving on the exit of the hairpin, so I don't think he was happy about summer. He did quite well to avoid going into the back of City Posh though.
City Posh doesn't run ABS, so I think there will be the 1 or 2 occasions every race where there'll be something breaking in his braking. So I don't think he's been on no ABS for too long. Pretty sure he ran some assists when he first came to the league.
Pagani says it's his own mistake, clipped the outside curve at turn 1, but he says, well, on to the next one.
Lennon,
that's the attitude we like.
Go on. Lennon on turn 1 went onto the outer curve, and he had a tank swapper oversteer when he picked it up. It's causing such a problem, that corner for everyone.
Yeah, it is stupidly high, so if you get onto it, it just spins the car. Adrian Panda getting out of the way of this leader battle. I think City Posh was weaving, so I don't think he was happy maybe the amount of time it took Adrian Panda to move out of the way. We only came on board to this quite late on. Blue flag has got past British Bean.
Oh, Podium and Lennon having a good battle. Although Aaron was pole position, and probably would have been. Actually, no, he wasn't pole position.
No, City Posh.
City Posh. Yeah. I think this is working out for Aaron though, because I mean he's 24 seconds ahead of Lennon, who's his championship rival. Onto the podium is another championship rival, but in fourth. So.
Oh, City Posh had a massive slide out the hairpin. Goes to defend the inside line. I think he knows Aaron's got a run on him here.
Aaron's managing his battery very well. I think it could be on the next lap. We'll see an overtake.
Yeah, I mean, unless Aaron just, stays behind him, continues to save everything, and makes the move a little bit later on, gives obviously City Posh less time to obviously re-overtake him. Aaron clearly has the pace at this point and knows that. So I think he's just playing it easy at the moment, Aaron. He's lost a little bit of time though through turn 1. Onto the podium. Go on.
Yeah, House of Zom was trying to get out of everyone's way and Dan come round. Luckily they avoided each other.
Onto the podium's fallen off the back of Lennon a little bit now. And I think Lennon had another little bit of a wobble at turn 1. A few gaps now though. Top 2 is the closest gap we've got. $11 to go. I mean, you look over to the left, you've currently got Peakman P9 and Agent Panda P10.
Yeah.
Both drivers you wouldn't normally see in the points, but both on for one.
And dare I say it, if there's a retirement, House of Zom.
I'm
going to see an attack now from Aaron.
Yeah, Aaron seems to lose about maybe 4 or 5 tenths coming through the last couple of corners and up to turn 1. So I don't know whether he's struggling through those corners in City Posh. Knows them a little bit better. Aaron on the outside tries to go for a switchback like Aaron loves to do. Loves a bit of a switchback, does the league owner.
Onto the podium has dropped off.
Yeah, continues to do so. It was 9 tenths on the last one. So Lennon definitely pushing. However, at this point, I don't see. I mean, obviously, other than holding onto the podium off, I don't see much point in Lennon pushing too hard, because that gap, 25 seconds, is not going to go anywhere within 10 laps, unless one of the top 2 crash. In which case, he doesn't need to push anyway. Unless he's pushing because he knows he has a penalty and the 2 behind don't.
Yeah, that could be it. Yeah. I've got to say though, well, at the moment Lennon would probably go down as driver of the day, but honourable mention to Hammer Time in 5th place.
Yeah, he's gone about his business quietly, and he's got himself up there at the minute.
Aaron's trying. Is he going to be close enough? City Posh defensive again. Ooh,
Yeah, City Posh locks up again. Hovering at half a second, this gap. Aaron keeps getting closer, and City Posh's tyres, if he keeps locking up into the hairpin, are not going to be great come the end of the race.
Well, City Posh, not only did he get pole position, he's winning the race, and he's got fastest lap of the race, so he's on for maximum points. It stays like this.
I think he's definitely listened to the words of ravers.
I've been backing him for a while, and he has been unlucky at times, I think.
I mean, he currently sits P7 in the championship. Most would say that's not a bad season, but when you think of how, you know, how quick we know he is, P7 isn't, you know, isn't the best of seasons for City Posh. But I think, yeah, Aaron's made a little bit of a move. Might try and hold it around the outside. A little bit of wheel banging. Side by side. This is where Willie Tix and Blue Flag got to come together, but these two keep it clean.
Good driving. Both.
Oh, how'd you say that? I've got a bit of contact. Aaron keeps it though on the outside. City Posh, I think, slowed down and let Aaron through. What are the odds, Ravers, on Aaron and City Posh coming together, both crashing out, and we end up with a Lennon onto the podium and Hammer Time podium?
Well,
oh, 3 seconds time
penalty. Push because he's just got that penalty. So I would say, odds on.
Onto the podium, still hanging around the back of Lennon. I think that's because, like what's happened in a few races this season, onto the podium finds himself behind Lennon, who has a penalty. City Posh might be making a move on Aaron here, around the outside, locks up again into the hairpin. Goes for the switchback though, just doesn't get the grip.
Yep.
Massive
so
slide.
Coming out that corner to get the traction.
Another lock up for City Posh.
There aren't too many battles up and down the grid, the field, should I say.
Closest guys on track are these two and Lennon and onto the podium, but again that's hovering at around 1.3 seconds.
Pagani's in the chat saying, come on Agent Panda, hashtag Team McLaren lead driver.
Oof. Big statement. Another lock up.
Just trying to save his battery.
Yeah, he's got quite a bit to recover. Aaron, though, now he's taken the lead, has used a lot of ERS trying to stay in front. Obviously, compensating for the slipstream and everything like that. City Posh taking a look to the inside, thinking better of it, and another lock up into the hairpin. Although Aaron has 2 laps older tyres, the amount of lock-up City Posh is getting is definitely not going to be helping him.
Onto the podium just slightly, catching up to Lennon. He might be able to squeeze into the DRS range. We could have a battle for third there.
Carl joins us in the chat. He says, I'd cheer for Aaron, but it's a Ferrari. Fair enough.
I have to agree. I am not a Ferrari fan at all.
Ooh, 3 second time penalty for Hammer Time, which I think lets Blue Flag back into contention for the top 5. Although I'm not sure what the situation is for penalties up and down the grid.
Here.
Yeah, and this time he's got the inside. Another lock up.
Yeah, he had so much pace. He had such a good exit from the turn before into that massive full throttle kind of bend.
Now he defends the inside. Aaron just needs to be patient again now. Turn everything down. City Posh has a penalty. He knows with the slipstream now it's going to be close. So I wouldn't even try and overtake him on track.
Oh,
City Posh has run wide though, onto the grass. Massive lock up. City Posh is struggling quite a bit out there.
Yeah, he did well to gather that one up. That could have been a metal moment.
Oh,
again.
He ran wide at turn 1 and he nearly did what many drivers before him had done.
Do you know what? In Japan, he had a similar kind of. He was battling with Blue Flag, and he had fresher tyres than Blue Flag, I think. But it was City Posh who had the wobbles and the lack of grip and the the moments.
Oh
It's
yeah,
the same thing that's
I
happening
remember
this
that.
week.
Yeah, the setup wasn't well suited to that first sector. Oh, he's had a
City Posh
massive
is round!
slide out the hairpin.
And that's it. There we
Oh no!
go. 4
He's
laps
lost
left.
the whole side of his right wing. I mean,
Now then, he's
would you stay out at this point and just try and get there? It's still 25 seconds, but he's gonna lose
I'd
a
pit.
lot of time now.
I would pit. Get the ultras on.
Yeah, that's true.
Keep fastest lap, and he should still be able to battle for second, I would think.
Yeah, he's gonna come out. He's gonna come right out. Yeah, it's under 20 seconds already. He's lost 6 seconds in the last couple of corners. He's got another wobble on the exit. Needs to get that car in.
He has to pit. Yeah, he's in. So he's going to come out behind onto the podium. I would say in front of Hammer Time.
Yeah, he's going to be right in that battle. But if it goes onto the ultras, like you said, you'd expect him to get back past those guys because they're going to be struggling. Lennon is past the pit. Oh, Lennon had a little bit of a moment going through turn 1 though. And onto the podium's fallen massively off the back of onto the podium.
I mean, I keep doing it. Hammer Time. His name's Hammer Time. For Christ's sake.
Yeah, so City Posh has come out P6, having been P2. Wow.
Beanhead's in the pits. Is he going for fastest lap? Beanhead's putting on the ultras to go for fastest lap. He's got the gap to Peatman. Well played.
Yeah, that is a great call from British Bean. That great call.
Yeah, and because City Posh is battling, these fresh top ultras are not going to be as useful as Beanhead's. Beanhead's going to have a lot of air to drive into.
Yeah, and all he needs to do now is save his ERS and his fuel for a couple of laps, and then push on the last lap or the second to the last lap, and get that fastest lap. Oh, City Posh has made the move up the inside of Blue Flag. Yeah, that was great reactions from the Renault driver. Blue Flag went wide a little bit, and City Posh just stuck the car.
Yeah, if City Posh didn't have faith in his setup before putting on the ultras, he definitely did in that move.
Yeah, and he might even be able to make a move on the Hammer Time into turn 1. He's going to try and go around the outside. Oh,
he had to back out.
Yeah, not with everything that's happened over the last couple of days. You really don't want to be on the outside of that corner. But he's got the move done on both of these guys. Yeah, I think Leonard's going to try and have a look back onto the podium here. He's going to go for the switchback. Oh, he just doesn't have the grip on the exit.
Oh, what's happening?
Hammer Time is fighting back against City Posh.
Yep.
But he's got the move done. I wouldn't expect Hammer Time to be able to fight back now through this section, especially with those fresh ultra softs that are on that car. Sector 1s. Yeah. Is that Dunzo? I think it was Dunzo letting Aaron through.
Yeah.
So Aaron is just cruising at this point. He's in the lowest setting for ERS. Or the second lowest, should I say.
City Posh gets fastest lap. Can Beanhead respond in that battle?
Yeah, he's pushing, and he's coming towards the end of the lap. Blue Flag is on the back of Hammer Time.
I tell you what, can City Posh catch Lennon? That gap is tumbling. That was 3 seconds. Oh, what's that? Yeah, Blue Flag and Hammer Time. Beanhead gets it.
Oh, 13.5. That is a great lap. Hammer Time has a little bit of a wobble on the exit of the hairpin, so Blue Flag gets that move done. Up into P5 now. But yeah, as you say, City Posh has that Red Bull in his sights, and that time is coming down rapidly. It's come down a second just in that lap. Has Lennon got damage or something?
22 lap mediums, 2 lap ultras. It's like him having damage when they've got the same tyre.
Oh, look at the speed he's got through that last corner.
City Posh is on a mission. He's
And I'll tell you what,
lap back.
P2 is only just up the road. Oh, he can't get past Lennon though.
Yeah, City Posh doesn't have the battery, I don't think, to get P2.
Yeah.
Does for P3,
I would agree with that. He's still flicked it up into overtake anyway though. He still wants that podium. Lennon defending the inside. Oh, there's a McLaren off there. That's Agent Panda.
Good switch back, City Posh. Yep.
He's definitely got the grip this time. Lennon's going to keep it on the inside though. Oh,
Lennon's got a penalty.
Oh, City Posh has had another wobble.
Oh, wow.
And now Blue Flag might be on the back of him. Oh yeah, in all that, Aaron comes over the line to take the win.
I don't think Blue Flag has got any penalties.
Great race by him. Yeah, I'm not sure how the penalties are at the minute. But onto the podium we'll come across the line to take P2. I think Lennon has only got one penalty, so I think he might keep hold of P3. Oh no, City Posh are jumping. Blue Flag jumps both of them. Wow. Both Mercedes on the podium yet again. Wow.
That's a hell of a drive from Blue Flag, considering he had damage and he pitted 2-3 laps earlier than what he would have.
Yep. Nah, great drive. There's been a lot of standout drives, to be fair, today.
Yeah.
Lennon, even though he's only managed to finish P5, he did finish P3 on track, and it's only a time penalty that's knocked him down. So still a great recovery drive from him. Hammer time, like you mentioned as well, was ring P5, but you know, with City Posh.
Hang on, has Peatman got no penalties? Because if he hasn't, he might jump Beanhead. Look at this. Look how close he is.
British Bean's gone wide actually.
He's going to get him. He's got him.
Oh, he's P8.
He's over the line.
What a finish.
Wow, it had everything. Division 2. Doesn't
Great finish.
Again.
There you go. Like I said, 2 Mercedes back on the podium again. And after 2 Mercedes on the podium yesterday as well, they're staking a claim for that combined constructors at the moment.
What a race. Love that one.
Great race. Brilliant. City Posh making Aaron's life a little bit easier. But there's your final standings. Aaron with the race win, onto the podium, Blue Flag second and third. City Posh P4, Lennon with a great recovery drive, managing to bring the car home P5. Hammer Time P6, Nexus Cats, Peatman, British Bean, Agent Panda rounding out the top 10. And then House of Zom, who unfortunately kept getting disconnected during the race, just missing out on points. Donzo P12. And the DNFs are Willy Tix, Pagani, Prototype Steph, Iceman, and TRS. Great race.
I'll suggest the players.
Fantastico.
If my PlayStation wants to load. So we had Aaron, Blue Flag, and onto the podium.
Yes, yes. Yeah, Mercedes currently leading both divisions at the moment, quite comfortably as well.
I don't think they were a lot of people's favourites for the constructors, the joint constructors.
No, they're just being very, very consistent. And I think the combined constructors is helping quite a bit with the pace of Brand just coming out of absolutely nowhere. But the drivers have joined us. Hello, gentlemen.
Evening, mate.
Hello.
And there's Blue Flag. Right,
Hello.
good to go. So, we'll start with Aaron then. A win. Good sir.
Oh, about time, mate. Jesus.
Yeah, not the best 2-3 weeks. Couple of dodgy races, all stemming from Monza really. I think that's where you had a little bit of bad luck. But yeah, how was that race overall for you? You had a bit of a battle with City Posh for most of it, but
Yeah, I had an absolutely lightning start, which was always helpful, and I just sort of managed to gap to City Posh. I always knew he was going to push to get back in DRS, and to be perfectly honest with you, I knew tyre wear was a thing around here, and I struggle with tyre wear problems, so around this track in particular, so I was just sort of standard lean for the first stint mainly, trying to fend him off. Then an unfortunate incident occurred on the lap before I was due to pit. I don't know whether you caught that on stream or not.
not sure. Did we,
I
Ravers?
was coming round to lap a driver, and through the final sector I was literally right behind them. And then go around the final corner, they just stopped in the middle of the track, so I hit the back of them, and I lost my wing. So I had to do a lap with a broken wing and then get the wing replaced.
That explains why City Posh had that 3-second lead. So we definitely missed that. We just thought City Posh had an absolutely mental in lap and out lap, but that explains a lot.
Yeah, so I mean that was a bit of a. I mean I was quite stressed after that. I got to be honest. As you can imagine, you gentlemen know me both quite well, so I was quite angry. And then, yeah, I was in a bit of a ragey mood after that, so I picked up a silly penalty, to be honest. And then I knew City Posh had a penalty, and I knew he had 2 warnings as well. So I knew it was just a kind of matter of time. And I just thought, well, I'll just stick with him as much as possible. It was a really, really enjoyable battle. And then, unfortunately, I think he just lost traction at the hairpin. So I was really, really pushing to catch up to him, Willie Tix and Blue Flag, and that was a really unfortunate incident between them two, if you caught that. And then, yeah, City Posh unfortunately lost it, and then it was a case of just bringing it home. Last few laps I was lean and none, just trying to make sure that my tyres didn't go pop.
Yeah,
And yeah,
saw you
but no,
cruising at
nice
the
to
end.
be on top again, mate.
Yeah, well, like you say, back on top, so you've extended your lead. Bit of a
Yes.
poor qualifying for Lennon, but he had quite a decent recovery drive, but still only managed a P5, so you've gained most of those points back that you've lost through your unfortunate luck. You've still been finishing high, but not as high as what you normally would do. So 2 races left, technically for you. I know there's 3 races left of the league, but
Yeah.
as many know, you're not here for the last one.
Yep.
Do you feel quite confident now, having this bounce back week, that you can go on and maybe clinch that title before that last week?
Well, to be honest, my season is kind of gone as I thought it would, because I said I was confident for the first few races, and then Russia and Italy were kind of okay. Managed to get second in both of them. Singapore, I was delighted I came 4th. And then obviously Japan, we all know what happened last week, so I don't want to talk about that. But then I said these last 3 races for me were pretty strong tracks. So I picked up the win on this one, so I've just got to replicate that for the last 2 weeks, and happy days.
Right, well, congrats on the win, mate. Massively deserved.
Thank you, mate.
I'll pass
Much
you over
appreciated.
to Raver's Revenge.
Cool. Yeah, onto the podium. That was a great recovery drive to come second. What happened in qualifying? I would have thought. Well, I think we all would think you'd be a little bit higher than where you finished. What happened there?
I'm just bad at qualifying. I've always been bad at qualifying, and qualifying on the soft tyre, especially compared to ultra runners, I was obviously down, but I knew it was a lot better for the race. So yeah, 11th actually seemed to work out with starting on fresh tyres.
Yeah, you. There was quite a bit of trouble in front of you. I would say. You managed to avoid all that. Did you think after you got through all that kind of bother? Did you think a P2 was on the cards?
If I got clearer, I knew a podium was definitely possible, especially after I saw the people ahead of me dropping like flies. But I knew just to not get a penalty, keep out of the barrier, and would probably get top 5. And it obviously worked out that way.
Fair enough. Obviously, Joe's just touched on with Aaron about like he can't make the last race. Do you still think you're in this title fight? I mean, I don't know what the gap is, but I think it's quite a margin at the moment.
It was
I wouldn't say
it was
quite a margin.
19 coming into this race.
Was it 19? Okay, I thought it was
Yeah.
more.
So obviously it's extended a little bit now, but still within touching distance.
Yeah, I mean, I said at the start of the season, Aaron may win some races, but I'll always be up there, and it's paid off. I've managed to hold on in the title fight, so with Aaron missing the final race and Lennon being a bottle, it's possible.
Ooh.
Oh, big claim. Well, Lennon's not here, so I suppose there's some truth in that.
All right, handbags, chill out.
Well played on your recovery drive to P2, and yeah, good luck for the rest of the season.
Thanks.
Right, blue flag. You're here again. It wasn't the best qualifying, but we noticed that you obviously started on the mediums.
Yeah, that wasn't meant to happen.
All right, okay. Do you want to talk us through that?
Yeah, so I thought I'd just muck about, get a feel for the setup on the first run in qualifying, hence why I'd done 5 or 6 laps on the medium. And now I thought, right, I'll just have a one shot on the soft tyre and see what I can do. And what I did was invalidate. So, yeah, thought I'd absolutely knobbed myself before the race had even started. So I was expecting a long night.
Well, I mean, considering you were on the mediums, it wasn't that bad a position to start. In all fairness, I mean, I mentioned to Ravers before the race, you know, although you're down in 9th, the fact you're on the mediums, if you could pick up a few positions at the start, you'd definitely be one to watch come the end. And I think we'll get to the incident. Had you not had that incident with Willie Six, again, I think you would have been up there. Obviously, you had a great recovery drive for the podium. But yeah, do you want to talk us through that little incident with Willie Six?
Okay, so they come out the pits on fresh tyres. They'd probably had about 3 or 4 laps on them at that point. So City Posh got me going down towards the hairpin, and I was sort of caught between. I was sort of in the middle of the track. I didn't know if Willie Tix was going to cut the inside or not. He didn't, thank God. So we've gone around the hairpin. I had the inside line for the right kink, and me and Willie Tix were side by side. And as we've got to the right kink, I was on the inside, and I was just given no room. He just turned across me. Whether he didn't realise I was still there, or I have no idea. But yeah,
that was
both out.
That was 4 or 5 laps before we were sort of expecting you in on the mediums.
Yeah, I was aiming for probably lap 20.
Yeah, so coming out on the softs, were you struggling towards the end of the race, just trying to keep them under control? I've got a few comments in the chat saying that most of their tyres were very high and overheating. So,
didn't seem too bad, to be honest with you. I mean, I checked the wear about, I don't know, 5-6 laps from the end, and they was only at about 33%. So wear wasn't an issue, and I don't think the temps were that bad, to be fair. They got a little bit slidey as I got behind Hammer Time. I think that might have just been a bit of dirty air or something like that, just made them a bit slidey, but they weren't too bad, to be honest. And you know, there was enough in them that I could stick it into Rich and overtake for the final lap and try and close down the guys in front.
Cool. Well, we sat here last week with you in a similar position, but your teammate over there was sitting on the top step, and we sat there and Aaron's left us. We sat there and we spoke about Mercedes getting another podium. Can you do it next week yet again at Austria?
Hot and cold track, that one. If it's dry, maybe. If it's wet, I haven't got a good history around Austria in the right.
Yes, it will be a Mercedes double podium again next week.
There you go. That's the fighting talk.
There we go.
But yeah, I mean, as a team, Mercedes are doing extremely well this season, and we were speaking about it as you guys joined us. I think you currently lead both divisions, so therefore you're obviously leading the combined. Do you guys think you can wrap up constructors for this season and wrap the combined one up as well?
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
There we go. There we go. Fighting talk from the Merc boys. I like it. Well, that's that then. Congrats on the P3 again, mate. We'll see what we can do next week, and hopefully we'll be
I'll see
having
you next week.
another. Yeah, we'll hopefully be having another chat next week as well. But yeah, that's that. So thank you for everyone for joining me in Ravers. Definitely a very entertaining race from our side. So hopefully you guys enjoyed it. We'll be back next week, obviously, for Division 1 on the Monday. So join us for that, and we'll see you soon.